scenario, we'll look into a scenario in which the United Kingdom and France go to war. Why these two? Well, let's pretend it's the 1800s. Whatever. You can pretend there's Napoleon or something. Or a king. Evil kings that used to rule France. And now, for the part you've all been waiting for, a landing in Brittany, because I'm sure, yeah, they land in two spots, quickly connecting, and then they move over. I'm sure France enjoys this. Well, I'm sure they enjoy this. As the advance continues into Normandy. And into Rennes. Now we got this as a front. With France launching a counter-offensive, they think they'll win because they don't. Because France can't win. France has been on a losing streak. Even though they won a bunch of wars, and they managed to lose. And well, at this point, the IRA returns. Okay, that's probably a great thing, honestly. No, I'm kidding, it's not the IRA. But it would be pretty chill. Let's invade Northern Ireland. Don't you guys think that's a good idea? What other would be the point of Ireland? And well, for the fall of Northern Ireland. They just fall. Britain's like, why do we care about this island that we definitely didn't commit war crimes in multiple times and genocide in? We definitely didn't. We swear we didn't. Yeah, tell that to the boss. And well, Portugal, Morocco, and Spain enter, with Portugal and Morocco supporting the British. Why did they do this? Because they don't like the Spanish. That's pretty mean not to like the Spanish, but I mean, it's probably justified. With Morocco taking over their islands, because who needs islands in today's world? With Spain in a problem, because they're surrounded on two sides, the bottom and the side. And well, with their advance, they move into the southern part through Gibraltar, with Portugal moving north to take over Galicia. The Galician area, they can keep their language. With Moroccan forces moving in rapidly into the south. With Spain on the verge of collapse, Portuguese and British advance onto Madrid begins. With it being slow at first, but in the south another advance on Madrid happens. Well, they move up the coast, and eventually both of the forces manage to get to Madrid, and the Moroccans from the south and the Portuguese from the north manage to make an encirclement, which they quickly take the place over. And well, Spain still doesn't surrender. So they move over to here. With at this point, Spain decides, well, yeah, that's it. We're done. With a German and Benelux entrance about to happen, yeah, they enter. Well, Germany enters with the British, and then they go through Benelux. What a shocker. Not this color, wrong color. Yeah, this one. Yeah, they collapsed. Doesn't mean this won't become important again. Doesn't mean they won't continue advancing through the land at their own will. With, at this point, Germany does German stuff. And they steamroll Benelux. Because that's a pretty German thing to do. As Germany enters the war. Not long after, Benelux is entering the war. At the same time. And well, Benelux falls rapidly. Rapidly they fall. They collapse in on themselves rapidly. And well, yeah, not good. As they quickly move in on these two fronts, quickly getting most of the major cities in the Netherlands, and then taking over Benelux. And well, at this point, it has fallen. And while the British go back to Ireland, they take a break from this war and they go over to Ireland for a bit of a break. And then they invade Ireland and do British stuff. Yeah, that's why we don't like the British on this channel. Down with Britain, down with Britain. Well, I guess that failed. And this is the end of Ireland. Well, I mean, they're basically a punching bag. Well, France. Yeah, you better be ready for this. With the forces rocking right across Spain like this. Because Spain is in surrender. Why do these forces do this? Well, yeah. France is getting advances everywhere. Advances happen on France from every which corner. As Bordeaux falls, multiple areas fall, and in the south they advance rapidly north. Well, they start getting partisan activity, but not really major. And then the British move in even more and take this, with the Germans starting the northern push on France, but they fail to capture Paris. And they manage to push down here, capturing this area. And then they push across the north. At this point, the advances in the north start advancing down, with them reaching to this front. With the fall of France beginning, and this begins with the fall of Paris. With Paris falling, yeah, this doesn't look good for France. And they move into the south to take these area in Marseille and other cities. And then they advance up towards the Swiss border. And well, at this point, France is like, we're not surrendering. And then they fall completely. And while surrendered, Spain won't get the harshest peace treaty. And well, let's see how the peace treaty goes. Well, the peace treaty is quite significant, I guess. With Britain re-annexing Ireland, this is a bad day. But they also take over northern France. This is an even worse day for France. My God, they can't get a break from the British. And Germany's having a great day. Let's hope they don't turn fascist. Well, they probably won't. It's too late for that. Now, Morocco, they took part of Iberia. I'm sure Portugal and Spain won't team up to kick them out of Peninsula. And while Catalonia got its independence, we should free Catalonia. Instead of free Palestine, it should be free Catalonia. And well, Italy even got stuff. And it wasn't even their war. Yeah. With Spain having 2 occupation zones, one in the north and south, Portugal annexed Galicia region from Spain, while Catalonia took a bit of land from France. And while Benelux got turned into a puppet, I don't know why they didn't just annex it. Would have looked better on the map. I guess too much land, not a very good thing. And then northern France becomes a puppet of Germany. Southern France becomes a puppet of Britain. And I'm sure they should have done something like this, but I guess it doesn't matter. And well, that's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out, but not until you subscribe. Bye, guys!